I'm Kelly Carter, and this is Another Act. Brandee Evans is a former high school teacher who took a leap of faith by leaving her hometown of Memphis, Tennessee for Los Angeles to become a professional dancer. After years of touring with the likes of Lil Wayne and Katy Perry, she decided to shift into acting, and in 2020, she got her very big break with the role in the sexy yet authentic series on Stars about a strip club. P-Valley is what I'm talking about, of course. And she has charmed both audiences and critics alike with her performance as the fierce, exotic dancer Mercedes. Now she's back for season 2, and it's just as thrilling as the first.
Was what Shell said true? He was only 15.
You heard all that?
Yeah.
I was.
Brandee Evans, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So where did your dream to become an actor first begin?
You know what? That dream began in Tasha Smith's class. I was taking her acting class called T-Saw in Los Angeles. And I went there just to audit because I was like, do I really want to act? It's everything I love. It's therapy. It's healing. It is art, fun. So Tasha definitely instilled that love of acting in me.
I love that story. And before then, you were a dancer for a number of years. What is it that made you even think about doing a pivot into acting?
You know, first of all, child, I need the money from my mama. Let me just be real honest. I'm a caregiver for my mom, and with dance, we work so hard for so many hours, but you know, the dancers don't get what they should get paid. So I was just like, I love it, but it had started to become a chore because that's how I was taking care of mama, you know, just trying to pay the bills that way. But I was like, I need something that's gonna give me more. Like not just standing behind the artist. I want to be in front of the screen. I want to tell stories. And I love the movies. Like I don't think I ever put two and two together. When I thought back, I was like, I remember asking my mama, could I do the drama department? And do you know what? I used to think I could never remember lines. I used to say that to myself. There's no way I could remember lines because that was the fear. And I went to a performing arts high school at Overton High School. And I remember thinking, I love this, but I never did it. So I just stayed in dance, but I always loved the theater department and drama club.
Well, what kept you going on the road to this breakout role? Because I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that your journey was you went to Tasha Smith's class and said, I want to be an actor on Monday, and then on Tuesday, bam, I'm an actor. So what kept you going on that road to get where you are right now?
You know what? Things were, and I had to put dance aside to really focus on the art of acting. And I never wanted to be that person that got lucky. I don't think it's such thing as that, but you know how you get that role, but then you don't take it seriously. Some people don't. I wanted to really hone in on the craft because I'm friends with so many actors that have done it their entire life and they've studied. And I'm like, okay, I got to study. So that's what I started doing. I was in classes. I was telling my friends, like I remember my friend Ivari sending me a birthday gift. Tim and Desiree sent me a birthday gift for master classes. Like I was telling friends, like, don't buy me a purse, don't get me things like that, invest in my career. So send me to acting class. Somebody pay for Tasha this month because I ain't got it. You know, so that's how I did it. And I just kept going and I was like, I love this. Like I just loved everything about it. Even when the hours are long, I love it. I really do.
Yeah. So what did you see in Mercedes that made you say, this is something that I think I want to dig into? And how did that project come to you in the first place?
Well, whew, honey, you got time? Because buckle up. First of all, they told me on Valentine's Day 2018, Patrick Ian Polk had texted me. He's one of our producers. So he was like, you know, I'm about to start this new project. It's going to be in Mississippi, looking for a Black girl that can look in her 20s, act, and do the pole. I tried to send him my friend. I was like, bet, I know somebody for you. And then I was just like, I text him back a little insecure, like, well, I mean, I'm taking acting classes at TSAW, you know, and he was just like, well, you should read for it. hit up my agent. My agent's like, yep, we've heard about that project. Valentine's Day. Broke my heart. Sorry, they said you don't fit any of the descriptions of any of the roles that they are currently casting. So I was just like, okay. So I gave up on it. My homegirl Marlene texted me months later. This was February. She texted me like June, July. Like, hey girl, there's this job that my sister's auditioning for, and even she says this is your role. And I got attitude now. I'm like, oh yeah, the little dancer show, they don't want me. And so she was like, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, well, the stripper thing. I heard about it. I was like, they don't want me. She was like, well, don't you have a manager now? Did you try? So I hit my agent again. I was like, are you sure? I went and got headshots done because I was like, maybe they can't get past this natural hair. And, I wasn't looking like what a stripper would look like, I guess. So my homegirl Tia made me a wig. Girl, I had a whole tape measuring, like the kind from a desk that you're like measuring a wall with. I'm putting it around my head. She's like, girl, I got you. I'm going to make this wig. I'm going to ship it to you. I get a photo shoot done on credit. I was like, Corinne, thank you. I'm going to pay you back one day. This might could change my life. Get these pictures done. Child, I still couldn't get an audition. So I gave up. So Marlene's like, I'm going to send you the script. And I was like, girl, it doesn't matter. Like, they don't want me. She's like, did you call your manager though? Maybe someone else needs to call because they've already maybe said no to that person. Ask somebody else. So I was like, okay, fine. So I sent my manager at that time, pictures of me and my father. I'm a PK. Pictures of me like teaching Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mama, at the BT Experience how to do heels class at a company called Hip Hop and Heels. So I'm like, look, I walk in heels. I teach these girls how to be sexy. And then I was like sending all of my pictures that where I've won all these championships with girls all over the world. I was like, I'm a real dance coach in real life. Like, I'm low-key kind of famous for that in Memphis. Like, this is my role. And it's Pussy Valley is the neighborhood in Memphis. I talk like this. So I ended up getting the audition after that. She got me the audition in 24 hours. Child, I ain't read no script. I don't have no choreography. At this time, my friend Ivari actually helped me with my second audition, but I ain't had time for this. I got an audition the next day. So I Googled myself. I Googled Brandee Evans, Neo, Hip Hop and Heels Valentine's edition. So I do a routine in a chair. I was like, all these girls gonna twerk. I gotta be different. So it was a slow routine, which got me the call back. And then after that, me and Ivari made it up on FaceTime, and it got me the job.
That's amazing. What made you fight so hard for this role? What was it about this role that made you even go through all of that in the first place?
I get it from my mama. Like I know it's not no to, it's not no. Period. I feel like there's another way. No is maybe later, or we'll figure out a different way. But I just felt like I can't give up on this. And honestly, it was at a time in my life where I had brought my mom to Los Angeles. I didn't have a job. And I'm like, I got enough to barely have her eating. I'm hungry some days. Like, Jesus, this has to work.
Yeah. When did you first allow yourself to exhale? Because that's a lot on your plate. You're a caregiver. You're really trying to chart a new path and a new career for yourself. At what point did you allow yourself to exhale and say, I think this is going to work?
I don't know that I have excelled yet. I'm working on it. I was just talking to my friends about this moment. If I'm honest, I'm trying to take these moments. This is a big step for me. Even right now, I'm in New York City. I left on my mom's birthday. I don't do that. I'm usually like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, this does not make you a bad daughter. Breathe. You're fine. That's why you work this hard, so you could afford to have a caregiver with her. But I feel like I still have that hustle mentality of, and I don't want to lose that. Like, I'm very much so strict on the budget, child. I still drive the same little 4 Fiesta that sometimes cranks and sometimes don't. Her name is Dream. I booked P Valley sitting in that car. I'm very specific about that. Most of my money goes to my mom to take care of her and make life better for her. And I feel like in time I will excel, but right now I have not.
That said, you knew that this was a vibe 2 summers ago when the first season first dropped. People gravitated towards P Valley and really loved this show instantly. What was that moment like for you, starting to see that love come your way for this series, knowing that you fought so hard to get on this show in the first place?
Surreal. It honestly, every second is surreal. I literally, right before we got on this call, was just like watching myself on Wendy Williams with Sherry Shepherd. And I was like, oh, yeah, we kind of look like a star. And my friends are like, you are. And I was like, it doesn't feel like it. I'm like, I don't say that about myself. Like, no, so I think I'm still processing all of this. But I am so grateful. I know Nico Anand, who plays Uncle Clifford, is just like, child, I knew it was going to be big. You know, he's been a part of this for so long when it was a play. But for me, all I prayed for was a job to take care of my mama. So to have such an amazing job to where I can play, that people receive these characters so well, it's so beautifully written, and I actually love it. It's just surreal. I'm so grateful.
I love that. How has Mercedes changed you? What has she brought to your life, and how have you altered yourself because of what she's done?
You know what? Mercedes has taught me. I've always been a go-getter, but even more so. Like right now, I'm in the process of looking for a new caregiver for mama. And I'm like, I'm tired. And a part of me is like, well, no, you got one. I'm like, nope, fight, fight. Keep doing it. You're fought to get this job. You're gonna fight to get mama an extra caregiver. Like, do what you got to do. She teaches me that it's okay to fall down because you can always get back up. You don't have to be perfect, and I'm very hard on myself. So it's kind of weird playing Mercedes at times. I feel like I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, ooh, I do that, you know. Or I love hard, so sometimes it might come off as that, but I'm like, I'm that friend. It's like, no, I'm rooting for you, so I'm telling you, you need to do this because it's for the good of you or the love. So sometimes watching that on screen is just like, maybe I could have said that a different way. Okay, you know. So I'm learning a lot of things from Mercedes. And then just playing this role in general, too, has taught me to take a moment to breathe, take a beat for myself, and know that it's okay to take time for me.
Absolutely. Now, I want to go all the way back to the season 2 premiere in Hollywood. I mean, we've been waiting with bated breath for a really long time, and then that cold open starts. Tell me about that because it almost felt like it was bigger than what we were actually watching inside of that TV show. That felt like we were watching you.
Wow, that got me chill. Yes, it does because but you don't know behind the scenes, and I've never told anybody this. I'll never forget that day. It was so stressful. It was so late, and so you prepare all day, and I'm like, I'm on hour 12, and I ain't hit nobody's pole yet. I'm already nervous. At that time, my double was supposed to be going on first, but then there was a switcheroo. She was still doing costuming or something, and so they were like, "We need you to go on now," and I was like, what? No, 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 no. She was gonna go first, and then I was gonna go. So it was like that moment where I literally took a moment, and I remember calling Nico and being like, "I'm fine. I'm Mercedes." You know what I mean? It was just like, "You can go." And I think the fear because it had been 2 years off the air, I hadn't danced, and no one, and it was harder coming back. So I have an injury this season as well. So Mercedes has her shoulder, Brandee has her back. So for me, it was just like I showed these people all the stuff that I could do last season. And now I'm afraid because it was so much harder to get back strong again this season. But it was something about that moment, child, and I remember when Katori wrote the super shero in the character, and it was like pan up from the boots, and it was like, I'm here to let you know, baby, this was not a fluke season 1. We are coming to kill you season 2. I remember just thinking that, like, oh, y'all been talking crap, y'all ready for it to come back? It was worth the wait. And I remember literally saying all these things in my head, like, kill them, give them something to talk about.
When did you know, though, that you nailed Mercedes?
Probably season 2 because yeah, it was season 2. It was that moment, probably that scene with Elarica Autumn Night with us, and we're sitting there and we're watching on the couch. And first of all, that's my favorite movie. So I was like, oh, y'all got Angela Bassett on the screen? That's my girl. So when I was sitting there and it just felt so natural, I was like, wait, I really know her now. I really feel like I know her. I remember season 1, I'd be like, wouldn't Mercedes do this? Would she? And I don't even think like that anymore. I'm just like, oh, I know exactly what Mercedes would do in the situation.
I love that. Before you resigned from teaching, you recalled telling a close friend that you wished you were living your dream.
Yes,
My
boy,
question
yes,
for you right now
yes.
is, are you living your dream?
Don't make me cry. Yes, yes.
How do you know that?
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. And it's exactly what I prayed for, to live my dream, to take care of my mom. I wanted to be able to see my friends and bring them along with me. My best friend is my hairstylist. Like I'm really big on community and tribe. And I feel happy. I feel at peace.
I love that. What's next for you, Brandee?
Oh, it's the world is endless. So, but right now I have B-Boy Blues, which just started airing on BET Plus. I'm really excited about that, and I play Michi, B-Boy Blues, and one of my best friends in the world, Jesse Smollett, is the director, and he also co-wrote this. I'm also on the family business, and we have season 4 coming out in July. So yeah, I'm praying that more movies come. I really am into movies, so I'm hoping I get to delve into that as well. And season 3, 4, 5, and therefore with P Valley.
Please, you've got to give us multiple seasons. Don't do that to us. Don't dangle
Yes,
2 seasons and then not act like you're coming back
yes.
for multiple seasons after that. We won't have for it.
Yes, I hope that it just continues to go. And somebody asked me that too, like, well, what happens if it's the end now? And I was like, that's a great question. And if it is, it will be sad, but it will be beautiful. It is so beautifully written this season. Katori Hall did a wonderful job.
I love that, and I love you. Continued success, Brandee, and thank you so much for doing this today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. You're the first person that made me cry in the interview.
Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm just so happy for you because I know that it's been a long journey for you, and for you to arrive at this place, it just has to feel really good. So I hope that you've given yourself a moment to really pat yourself in the back right now because honestly, you should.
I'm trying to. My friends literally are saying this to me, and I've never taken a vacation. So I said that that's going to happen soon. I have to take this moment, but I think I'm still in that mindset of got to do this, got to take care of mama, got to. But I promised myself, and I'm saying this to the world now, I will do that.